What would you do if your best friend showed up crying, with bruises on her back, because her boyfriend pushed her? Would you let it slide, or would you make sure he regretted it for the rest of his life? Well, I had access to his entire academic future, and what I did with that power still makes me smile to this day. If you've ever dreamed about serving cold, calculated revenge to someone who deserved it, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to the channel because this story is not just petty, it's genius. Let's dive in. This all happened back in the before times, when the internet was still dial-up, AOL was king, and social media didn't exist yet. I was a college kid, just trying to get by at my local junior college. Life was simple: go to class, go to work, and spend as much time as possible with my girlfriend, Lucy. Eventually, we moved in together, splitting rent and eating way too much ramen, like every broke student couple does. One night, Lucy came home and said she invited a new friend from class for a game night. Sounded good to me. The more the merrier. That's when I met Sara. To my surprise, I actually knew her from high school. We weren't close, but we'd always been friendly. Game night was a blast. Laughter, board games, snacks scattered everywhere. For a moment, it felt like we were living the dream. Soon, Sara became a regular guest. Dinners, movie nights, weekend hangouts. She even brought her boyfriend, Jay, a couple of times. Jay never fit in. Where Sara was warm and bubbly, Jay was cold, quiet, almost hostile. He'd sit there, arms crossed, staring at the floor, saying as little as possible. The whole room would tense up whenever he was around. We kept inviting him because we wanted to be polite, but honestly, no one liked having him there. Then came the night everything changed. Sara called Lucy, sobbing. She asked if she could come over. She sounded terrified. When she arrived, her hands were shaking. Her voice cracked as she told us what happened. Jay had been furious that she kept coming to our place. He accused her of cheating, with me, with Lucy, maybe with the furniture for all I know. It didn't matter because none of it was true. Then things got ugly. He yelled at her, called her horrible names. And when she tried to leave, he shoved her. She tripped over the coffee table and fell hard enough to leave a massive bruise across her lower back. Lucy saw the bruise. She told me later how dark and angry it looked, and my blood boiled. I felt something shift inside me. And my heart pounded in my ears, my hands clenched into fists. I wanted to drive to Jay's place and drag him out into the street, but I'd never been in a fight in my life, and honestly, I didn't want to end up in jail for assault. So I sat there, seething, while Sara cried on our couch, and that's when the idea came to me. See, at the time, I had a student job working in the college administration building. That job came with certain privileges, like being able to access student records, schedules, and fees. And I knew one very important thing. The deadline to drop or add classes without penalty was just a few days away. A slow smile crept across my face. I looked up Jay in the system. Found his entire schedule. Found his student ID. Wrote everything down. Then I waited. On the very last day before the deadline, I walked into the administration building like it was just another normal day. The phones were ringing, students were lined up to fix their schedules, and I calmly picked up one of the enrollment phones, dialed in his student ID, and wiped his entire schedule clean. One by one, I canceled every single class he was taking. And I didn't stop there. I went through and added every random class I could find that had a course fee attached. Lab fees, art fees, music fees. If it cost extra, it went on Jay's bill. Here's the kicker. Jay was a foreign student. If he wasn't enrolled in enough units, he'd lose his visa status and have to leave the country. By the time I hung up the phone, Jay's future was in freefall. I didn't check his records for weeks. But one day, Sara came over with the most delicious update. She had been dreading going to her Tuesday English class because Jay was in it. But when she walked in that day, something was different. There was a guy standing in the back, a waitlist student who finally got a seat. The teacher looked around the room, frowned, and took roll. Jay's name wasn't on the roster. When the teacher said his name and got no response, Jay spoke up, insisting there must be a mistake. But the teacher shrugged. If you're not on my list, you're not in this class. Sara said she never saw him again. Weeks later, I pulled up his record one last time. All the classes with fees had been removed. But no new classes had been added. Jay was officially not enrolled in a single course. I like to think he got kicked out, maybe even sent back home. Do I feel bad? Sometimes, late at night, I wonder if I went too far. Then I remember Sara's tears, the bruise on her back, the fear in her voice, and I smile. Because no one gets to hurt my friends and walk away untouched. Jay thought he could intimidate, humiliate, and control someone he was supposed to care about. Instead, he lost every single class, every chance to argue, and maybe even his ability to stay in the country. That wasn't just revenge, that was justice. Sometimes revenge doesn't have to be loud or violent to hit the hardest. Sometimes the best revenge is quiet, clever, and devastating. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button. Tell me in the comments, do you think I went too far, or did Jay get exactly what he deserved? And don't forget to subscribe for more true revenge stories that prove karma is very, very real.